Hey guys, I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about college, and I wanted to kind of give you some tips because when I started going to college I didn't know a lot of things, and I wish that I would have had someone to teach me things um, so I can know what to expect and I can know what kind of programs there are. So I'm going to start off with I went to community college. Um, and I went to community college for 3 years. And the reason that it took me that long is because I was on probation, and I just like failed like my whole first year, and I just wasn't like motivated to go to school or anything like that. Definitely, what helped me was my counselor that I had in school. So definitely try to get a counselor. Usually they have programs for people that are like on financial aid, and in those programs like they assign you a counselor, and that's what I had. And it's more difficult if you are not a part of those kind of programs to get counselors because there's so many students in the system. um, you know Not everyone can have a counselor, I guess, but you should have like a kind of counseling like section of the building. Like my building right now, in the college that I go to, we have like a counseling center that they always have people and you could always talk to them. So it's not really going to be like the same person every time that you could talk to. It's not going to be like your own counselor, but it's better than nothing. So definitely try to get a counselor. Even if you're like fine in school, even if you're getting good grades and like you're disciplined and everything, it's still good to have a counselor to talk to. Another thing is with classes. um, I have always picked out my own classes and have figured out the classes that I need, like the requirements. I know some people that I've spoken to, they usually just always go to their counselors or advisors to get the classes and have them tell them what classes they need. I would really, I would not advise that because a couple of people have told me that they've been advised wrong and they had to take classes that they really didn't need to take, and then they, just wasted a semester or like just took a class they didn't need to take. And like now it's going to take longer for them to graduate. So I would advise you to do your own advisement. And usually the college has its website that tells you what classes you need to take, what are the requirement classes, what electives can you take, and it's all listed on the website. For instance, if your major is criminal justice like mine, we have a criminal justice section, and it shows you these are the classes you need to take, these are the classes that you can choose from, these are the electives, these are how many credits you need to graduate, and then kind of figure it all out on your own. Like take a couple, minutes, hours to figure it out and double check it like more than twice just to make sure you're on the right track. And then if you still need kind of like a reassurance, then that's when you should go to an advisor and ask them like, is this the right class? Like, am I doing the right thing? But do not let them be like your sole source of picking classes because some people actually know what they're doing and they know how to do their job, but there's just so many students, and people like they're like stressed out, and like sometimes they make mistakes. But it would really suck if they made a mistake with you and you had to take classes that you didn't need to. So counselor, and do your own classes. Next, definitely figure out if your school has any programs where you can get your bachelor's and your master's at the same time. After I finished community college, I went to a 4-year university, and I found out that I could get my bachelor's and my master's at the same time. A lot of universities don't do this, but you'd be surprised at which ones do. I was very surprised that my school had it. So when I found out, like it was great because now I'm getting my master's at the same time. Um, so yeah, definitely figure that out because it would just be like a great advantage for you because you would save money in the long run, and then you would also save time if you're looking to get your master's. Um, what else can I tell you? Um, I'm trying to think. Okay. Uh, be friends with your professors in the sense of really get to know your professors, because these are the people that are going to write you recommendations for graduate school, write you recommendations for any special programs that you decide to do outside of college or inside college. For instance, I applied for a scholarship for school and I got it. And one of my recommendations, well, the only recommendation I needed, I got from my counselor. Another program that I applied for, which was the BA MA program, which is the program that I'm doing right now with my bachelor's and my master's combined. I needed two recommendations that I got from two previous professors that knew of my work and that knew of, my character. And that was great because I established like a professional relationship with my professors. And don't think that you need to get an A and an A plus and an A minus in a class for you to get a recommendation. In one of my classes I got a B plus and I still got a recommendation because he knew what kind of person I was. He knew that I was a driven student. And sometimes you're not gonna get that A, but B plus, B is fine. Just ask them, just say, I know I didn't get like a perfect grade in your class, but will you be willing to write me a recommendation? I would not advise you to ask for a recommendation from a professor that you've gotten a C from. No, don't do it. You're gonna look stupid. Like, what are they gonna write on your recommendation? Like, this person got a C in my class. Try to focus on the classes that you're doing really, really well. And so other than recommendations, which you'll really, really need outside of college, believe me, even if you're not even going to graduate school, there's going to be a time in your life where you're going to need recommendations. So please just make sure that you're having positive professional relationships with your professor, and just make sure that you're networking at the same time, because that will help you to get a job after college, which I hope is everyone's goal, because that's really the reason why you should even be going to college. What else? Oh, I know it's kind of about the professor thing. I still want to talk about that a little bit. I know for me at least it was kind of awkward to kind of talk to my professor and kind of, like, be friends with them. Like, I'm not asking you to be friends like, oh, like, hey, what's up? Like, you want to go to a club? Like, no. I mean, like, ask them out for lunch, like, at the end of the semester. Definitely at the end, not in the semester, because you're still their student. So at the end of the semester, just be like, hey, like, I really enjoyed your class. Like, I would definitely like to get together. I'd like to go over this reading. I read this book I'm really interested in. I want to discuss it. Do you want to go to lunch? Things like that. And kind of see where it goes. Maybe the professor will be uncomfortable. Maybe they won't. It depends on the person. Don't take it personal. Maybe they're just an uncomfortable person and they don't want to go out to lunch with their former students. Everyone's different, but from my experience, I've never met a professor that was awkward or anything like that when it came to writing a recommendation or just like talking after class or going to lunch. What else aside from that? I would tell you also to try to engage in school activities. I don't have too much experience in this because honestly, like, I never was really a part of any clubs. I never, like, in my school we have cheerleading, we have like law societies, like we have a whole bunch of stuff in my school, and I just wasn't into any of it. Not because I didn't want to participate, but just because, I don't know, like, I had my own stuff going on and I had work and I was going to school and, I'm tired. And I just have my own life outside of school, which I assume that everyone does. But, if you're into that stuff, definitely get into clubs, get into organizations, because it will look really great on your resume and you'll get to meet a lot of cool new people. What else? Yeah, I mean, all I can say more is just, like, work really hard. Like, as I said before, I'm coming from community college, and I was there for 3 years. And I transferred over to a 4-year university, and I kind of told myself, okay, like, this is going to be a new slate. Like, I'm going to a new school, like I'm going to meet new people, it's a new atmosphere. I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm actually going to try to get good grades because I know that's what I'm capable of. And that's exactly what I did. Like, my first semester I had like a 3.6, my second semester I had a 3.8, and my third semester I had like a 4.9. So, I did really good, and I applied for scholarships, and I applied to the BA MA program, and I got in. So right now I'm getting my master's, so just work hard, because honestly, like, if you're trying to go to graduate school, in most universities that I know of, you need at least a 3.0 to get in. And really, a 3.0 is nothing when they're comparing you to other students. Like, a lot of people have better grades than you. Like, a lot of people have better grades than me. So you always need to do something to stand out. I would definitely advise you to volunteer, because it looks so good on your resume, and it looks so good, like, when you're applying to graduate school. Volunteer whatever kind of major you're going for, anything that interests you, because it looks really, really good, especially if you're going for like social work. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this video before I can't upload it. Okay, bye guys, good luck.